Roll the coin. We know the truth now. The Leo at the gun, that mean roll the coin. Peace to the gods and goddesses. Peace to the truth. Peace to the truth. Put where you're from. Put where you're from and put the coin in the chat. Put where you're from and put the coin in the chat. We know the truth now. I've been banned for 3 days. New Iberia, that's fire. Oakland, Houston, Mobile, Georgia, Compton, Keisha the Hood Princess. What up? I love you. I'm in love with you. Lufkin, Texas. We got people from everywhere. Richmond, Virginia. Roll the coin. Got Keisha in here. Let me get Rashad Poet. Get my boy Rashad Poet in here. Oh, we gotta get Gaddy on in here today too. Casey Macon gotta hit the chat. Roll the coin. We know the truth now. Barrel, what's up? Roll the coin. OG Master C, what up? Roll the coin. Colorado in the building. I love y'all. I'm in love with you. I swear I love all y'all. I'm in love with every last one of y'all. Roll the coin. Appreciate the support, man. I love y'all. Their support empowers me to keep going and keep on dropping these jewels. I need y'all the same way y'all need me. Roll the coin. Oklahoma in the building. Chat going crazy. The chat going crazy. Put the coin in the chat. Put Baltimore in the building. Roll the corn. More in the building. Roll the corn. Clean my screen off so y'all can see me good today, man. I love y'all. Miko, DC, what's up? Roll the corn. Now, I'm gonna first start off with this. Rod Hayes. Me and Rod Hayes going live on TikTok tomorrow. Me and Rod Hayes going live on TikTok tomorrow. We're gonna chop up some stuff. Cause Rod Hayes is an amazing teacher. I know the questions to ask him. 1 o'clock tomorrow, 1 o'clock Central Time. I'm going live with Rod Hayes. 1 o'clock Central Time. I'm going live with Rod Hayes. I want y'all to be here. I'm gonna put a promo video up today so it can lead until tomorrow, 1 o'clock. And I'm gonna get Rod on at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock Central Time. And me and Rod gonna chop it up. It's a bunch of questions I gotta ask Rod that Rod knows a lot more about than I do because Rod was there. Rod was there. When you ask about the Larry Hoover information about how all of that got started, Rod was there. Rod know about the first people teaching that we are indigenous to this land. And we really need Rod to explain that because Rod was there. Rod is the connection between the teaching of original people of America were melanated back when back when the so-called Larry Hoover and Jeff Fort and all of that started. Rod Hayes knows a lot about that information because he was there. He know these people. Rod knows these people. Rod was in circles with these people. And Rod has a lot of information about ancient buildings and ancient culture from America before colonization. So I want y'all to be ready for that. 1 o'clock tomorrow, me and Rod dropping on my page. I'm gonna bring them up. I'm gonna ask them some questions that a lot of people want to ask them. And I'm gonna ask them some deep stuff that I still be trying to figure out because Rod been around a long time and saw a lot of information. So, you know, you got to learn from people who come before you. It's not about an ego. It's about learning from the people who actually was around when some of this stuff was going on, and they can tell you the exact, from the horse's mouth, the truth, right? And that's what we want on my page. I want the absolute truth from firsthand people who knowledgeable about a lot of these situations. A lot of people learned a lot of information from Rod. I learned a lot of information from Rod. That's why I learned a lot of information from Rod. Roll the coin. And I got to give him his flowers in front of the people, man, because that's what we got to do. Got to give people their flowers, man. All this information don't just come from one source. It don't just come from one, one person is not just the information of our people. We have to pull a collection of people from our culture and put this knowledge together to break the code of how these people done these things to our people, right? So me and Rod gonna chop it up. I already know. I can feel the power already powering up in my spirit as I wait for tomorrow to talk to Rod, man. And tomorrow I want y'all to be ready, man, to look, to follow Rod. I want y'all to follow Rod, show him some support, man, because like I say, all information is not gonna be the same. But a lot of things that are, if it's just a flat out truth, it will align, and we will learn the truth from talking to certain. The flat out truth, it will align, and we will learn the truth from talking to certain people who are genuine to this America, right? Always talking about Egypt and Africa and all of that is cool, but that is an extension of American knowledge. And once you understand it, you can explain it better. So we're going to chop it up to Rod tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern time. I'm going to put a video up on my TikTok after I get out live, promoting it at 1 o'clock. Me and Rod going to chop it up for about an hour or two. And I'm going to put that on YouTube so y'all can go back and check out the gems, the jewels he dropped. And so if you miss it at 1 o'clock, it's going to be on YouTube tomorrow evening on my YouTube. Y'all go check that out. Now, today, we're going to talk about the movie Sinners and the vampire ideology. And I'm going to show y'all where the vampire ideology comes from and what it really means about having blood around your mouth and all this old type of evil, so-called evil things. And I'm going to show y'all where these hunter-gatherers got that from and who are they talking about and where does it come from, right? So in the movie Sinners, he opens up something like a club, right? Only melanated people was there. And they was doing music. And they was doing melanated people's things, right? Here come a knock at the door. Here comes the knock at the door. The knock at the door is these people. Here go the knock at the door. It's these people. Can you please let us in? We know how to play music. We friendly. We're friendly. We know how to play music. We're friendly. We're showing respect to your people. We want to learn from your people. We want soul. We want spirit. We want to get spiritual with you people and play the music that you play so we can take it back to our culture. These are the vampires. These are the vampires. It's not a damn creature running around sucking blood out of folks' neck. They come from mythology. The true teaching is, this is a vampire. He comes to steal and destroy. He comes to suck culture from your people. Sucking blood is just part of another part of the story I'm going to show y'all. But the culture is really what he want to suck. He is the bad spirit. He has no culture. He wants to suck culture from a people with a big spirit. And the people with the big spirit is these people. Now, is our people, I mean. Now, on this movie, it shows the Native Americans. Every time it get dark, the Native Americans disappear. So when you watch this movie, every time the Native American is seen is in the daytime, he knows about this spirit of these people sucking culture and tearing up civilizations. So the Native American gets ghost every time the dark comes, right? So it's a part of the movie where when it's getting dark and the Native Americans say, oh shit, it's getting dark, time to get out of here. Because they coming. When it get dark, they coming. So that's a funny part of the movie that's funny. But our people were not hiding from these people. We took them on. That's what the movie is about. The movie is about these people are coming to culturally assimilate and get rid of our people and take our culture. And we fighting them because we own our motherfucking land. We not just finna give you your land because you supposed to be an evil, blood-sucking creature. No, you come out the dark with the evil. No, we not just finna give it to you. Native Americans ran away, right? The movie is set in the 1930s. Native Americans are running away from the fight of spirituality and these people taking the culture. We fought them. They ran, people. It's in the movie. They will, every time it get dark, these people run. Now, to make my point, y'all know I got some receipts. I got receipts. Roll the coin. Now, roll the coin. Let me show y'all something. Now, since it's Easter, I'm going to show y'all this anyway. Since it's Easter, I'm going to show y'all this, a so-called Easter. Ishtar, Ashtoreth, Astarte, Easter in English, the Great Mother. That's where that name came from. That's where that name came from, people. You see that? Ishtar is the Great Mother. Ashtoreth is the Great Mother. This is Isis. This is where they get the name from. It look evil, but at the same time, they're talking about the Great Mother. And I want y'all to understand where these names come from and where they get this stuff from and culturally assimilate a people and make it into their holidays. That is cultural assimilation. That is stealing of a culture in the names, right? This goes all the way back to Hebrew. I just want to throw this in there just because it's Easter, and I want y'all to understand that that name comes from the Great Mother. So anybody who don't know nothing about the Great Mother and say it's all fake, they just making stuff up, they don't know what they're talking about because that's where the name Easter comes from. Ishtar, right? Ashtar, ancient culture, melanated people. Let's keep going. Let's get back to the vampires. I just threw that in there just to show y'all. Okay, roll the coin. Now check this out. Yes, both Transylvania in Louisiana and Transylvania in Romania, community in Louisiana and Romania and in America, different origin, right? But they have mounds. Both of them have mounds. Transylvania mounds are remnants of ancient Indian cultures, right? Several mounds in Romania also, right? Both of them have mounds. Now, why is this significant? The vampire story goes back to people taking over these areas. So when these areas get taken over with colonization, because the mound building culture was there first, the so-called vampire comes into play. The vampire comes with, I ain't gonna tell you what he come with yet. I'm gonna show you the receipts. But the vampire is coming with evil doings, colonization tactics. And I'm gonna show y'all where the meaning of the blood on the vampire's mouth comes from. And it all goes down with these certain people. Let's keep going. Transylvania, mounds, people. Transylvania, mounds, right by Poverty Point in Louisiana. So these areas they are called in Transylvania are areas where bad things happen with these so-called people. who became mythology vampires, right? So that's what that is. Transylvania in Louisiana, right by Poverty Point, right by the ancient mound building culture. Then you have mounds in Romania at the Count Dracula, Romania, Transylvania. It's ancient mounds over there. Road of corn. Now watch this. Watch this now. Now, mounds, right? Transylvania. Long before Egyptian pyramids, Poverty Point, Indian mounds is located from Delhi in Transylvania. The Indian mounds are right by the so-called Transylvania in Louisiana. LSU mounds, way older than pyramids. This is the place where the so-called people that come with the vampire ideology comes and wipes these areas out with colonization and other things that I'm gonna show you that goes along with it. Why they call these places Transylvania? Because they got that from doing colonization on mound complexes in Europe. And then you come over here and you call the places the same thing, right? So I want y'all to understand, right by Poverty Point, Watson Break, long before Egyptian pyramids, right? Right by Transylvania. See that? Roll the corn. Let's keep going. Now, the exact purpose of the mounds are not known. The Bird Mound or the Haru Mound is thought to be a temple mound. And they knew that, right? Only just to soak, here we go, enjoy the sight and look forward to returning, if only just to soak in a little more of his spirit. These YT people are going there just to soak in some of the power off of these mounds, right? But now, of more enchanting places. The view from the road of Transylvania pretty much looks like this. See that? See that down there? Look. What's right around Transylvania in the mounds? What's right around Transylvania in the mounds, people? Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. What's all around the mounds and corn? Roll the corn. Right, well, check it out. Check it out. Hold on. What's right around it? We know the truth now. Corn. Let me go back to that receipt. Hold on. Let me go back to that receipt. Corn right around the mound complex. There you go, right there. This is what the mound builders brought to the table. Corn. That's why corn is so significant with all of the teachings around the world. The mound building culture is the most ancient culture that these people culturally assimilated in the history of the world. And it comes with corn everywhere you go. So therefore, that means the knowledge came with the mound builders who rolled the corn. These are the people you go in and culturally assimilate. These are the people you go in and you vampire and you suck the culture right out of these people and you act like it's yours. That's why King Arthur is buried in a mound. Yeah. That's why Sennacherib is buried in a mound. It's cultural assimilation of an old culture. Let's keep going. We're going to get back into the vampire in a second. Roll the corn. Ancient mounds in Transylvania. They were built, they say 1400 AD, but it's much older. They lying about that. They lying about that. Right? 700 mound sites, most of which sit on private land, Transylvania. This is the time when they culturally assimilate the Indian who comes from the mound builder, and they've sucked the culture right out the people. You see it? This, how I kept getting chased off the road by this giant tractor bat thing. No, they're talking about the bat is Transylvania. Let's keep going. I'm gonna just show y'all these ancient places. Look, Transylvania, Romania. Look at that. Look at that. Look at them big old mounds in Romania, Transylvania. This is the area. This is the area so-called that Count Dracula lived in, right? Culturally assimilating, ran all the people off after Mounds, and now he's the vampire of Romania, the vampire of Transylvania. But he's not really a vampire. He's just a blood-sucking vulture. And I'm gonna show y'all the rest of it that go along with the story. This is in Louisiana right here. Transylvania, Louisiana. The bat. The bat symbolizes the people who come out after dark. That's why Batman come out after dark. Batman don't really pop out in the day like that unless he have to, but he popping out after dark. But I'm gonna show y'all why they got the vampire can't come in the sun and the vampire. I'm gonna show y'all all that. I'm gonna show y'all where they got all of it from. Let's keep going. Transylvania, Louisiana has historical intertwined with both Native American and naming of the town Transylvania, right? Lexington, Kentucky, but they really go back to Romania. American earthworks now on private land. Louisiana's ancient culture. So that goes back to Romania. It started in Lexington, Kentucky, and it went back to Romania. Right? Let's keep going. Roll the corn. You see it? They named Transylvania after Transylvania colony in Romania. That's where all of that knowledge comes from of Transylvania, right? It's mounds there, people. The mounds were arranged in 2 plazas, including up to 12 rectangular flat-top mounds in this area of Poverty Point in Transylvania. That's crazy, right? Let's keep going. Now watch this. In the thesis, I will explore specifically how the Gothic figure of the vampire allows Mexicana authors to explore questions of economic and political imperialism, right? It's a part I wanted to show y'all in this receipt. Here we go. Monstrous figures to explain through literature how the vampire drive to suck Mexicana peoples and cultures dry merits resistance. So what they're trying to say is vampires, or so-called people who just come to the land, is coming to suck culture. Watch this. Suck people's culture, people. They sucking the culture. That's what they sucking. They sucking the culture. Now let's go back a little farther. Let's keep going. That's fire right there. Watch this. Right? The Eastern European vampire posted a threat to unified, non-feudalistic Europe. This vampire clung feudalistic order, which could feed maliciously and ravage everything around for their own comforts and definition of life, while simultaneously feeding off of the advancements of the West. Count Dracula's aristocratic nature challenged the political drive. They are feeding off of the advancements of the West, people. What does that mean? They are feeding off the advancements of the Western culture. They are culture vultures of ancient Western culture. That's what they're really saying. The West. Feeding off of the advancements of the West. What are they talking about? You see that? Ravage everything around them. They feeding off the West. You see that? The contradictions between East and West were further detailed in Dracula, with the West being constant symbol of advancement and progress, while the East continues to believe in magic and fairy tales. See, that's why I tell y'all what I tell y'all. The East, which is Europe, believes in magic and fairy tales. The West symbolizes advancement and progress. You think them people don't know that? That's why they break the history from our people. They want you to think we are not advanced, we are not progress, we are spiritual. Y'all are hunter-gatherers, not us. That's a lie. Y'all was the hunter-gatherer the whole time. The East and the West is why history the way it is today. That's the way history is today, right? The East was not civilized, and the West was civilized. And these people knew it. They knew it. You see it. Screenshot that. The advancements of the West. The East was on some fairy tale shit. We was on advancement and progress. When these cultures meet each other, the East are the vampires. They are finna suck the culture out the West. Now let me say something before I keep going. They are finna suck the culture out the West. Now let me say something before I keep going. A lot of people on this internet, you can't let them in, JT. You don't supposed to let them in. But a lot of people on this internet are sucking the culture out of our people and using it for monetary gain. I'm telling y'all what I know. They are sucking the culture, teaching our culture, and they were never a part of it. Y'all got to peep it out for yourself. Because I'm not trying to be like I'm trying to get at nobody or nothing. But a lot of people are teaching from a standpoint of a vampire, of a culture of sucking somebody else's culture, of trying to get rich off a culture. There's so many people that have got rich off our culture, which are culture assimilating vampires, not blood sucking, but culture vampires, culture vultures. And I'm sick of them because they teach what they want to teach to our people. They really don't care. They really just teach what they want to teach to our people, and to make it fit a narrative that they fit in, right? You can't have all these shady backgrounds and be trying to teach no melanated people's culture, bro. That's like me trying to teach y'all how to make potato salad with fucking raisins. I can't do that. It's not my culture. I can't teach you how to make potato salad with the raisins. That's like you trying to teach me about some spirituality of some melanated people, and you ain't even them people. You use a culture to fluff your pockets up off us, bro. They took the food and got rich off of it. The land, the culture. They take the tennis shoes, the braids, the grills, the jewelry, the cars. Everything we done became a culture for them people to get rich off of. Think about it. All other cultures around the world are watching what we do. And when they see we have an interest in it, they go and try to make a business to capitalize off of us. If our women are wearing weave, they come with the weave. If our people wearing jogging suits, certain type of jogging suits, you find them like the jogging suit with the flower on it. They just went crazy with that. Whatever we do, they try to capitalize off the money side of it because they are cultural assimilators and blood and money and spiritual suckers. Whatever we do pop off. We get to dancing on TikTok to certain songs. The song go platinum overnight. We get to dancing to the girl down there from Georgia. Shout out to what's her name? Flipper T, the girl from Georgia. Got the song talking about some on me. We get to dancing to that on TikTok. The song go platinum. She's still at home. Ain't even got no record deal. Her song in million views. We control the power to control what is big, what is hype me up. We control the power of whatever, y'all. We got to understand it. We got to stop trying to wait for somebody to power us up. We power ourselves up. They suck it and get rich off of it after we power it up. Soon as one of these little kids go viral on the internet, they snatch him up, get into his pockets, get into his thought process, materialize him and make him a hunter-gatherer, then take all his money. See what I'm saying? Let's keep going. Let's keep going. They coming for Flipper T soon. They gonna try to sign her soon. Watch what I tell you. Shout out to Flipper T, man. Right? The distinction made between Western mind and Eastern body. Western mind and Eastern body. They just a body. We got a mind, right? Historical distinction between Western science and Eastern magic. We are working with math and nature. They are working with magic. They want to use magic to try to get ahead. We using the earth. You see that? Val Helsing also uses science and progress to defeat these monsters. Science and progress, real science and real progress of a people defeats the bloodsucker. So knowledge defeats them people, because they can't trick you if you know the knowledge. That's what he's trying to tell you. We're going to use this nature and knowledge of real, true knowledge, not no mythology, not no fairy tales, not no folklore. We're going to use the knowledge to defeat these people. That's what I'm on. We're going to use this. They can't use this faster than us. They think they can. They cannot. We just got to connect back to the truth, right? Let's keep going. Vampire folklore is often linked to colonization and colonial experiences. Check this out. Served as a symbolic representation of the anxieties and fears surrounding the intrusion of foreign cultures and the exploitation of indigenous peoples. Vampires can symbolize the other, the outsider, who invades and preys upon the community, mirroring the actions of colonize. You see that? That explains it all right there. That explains it all right there. Look at that. They mirroring your culture. They suck in the colonize. They suck in the symbolic representation. They suck in the foreign culture. They are suck exploitation of the people of the land. That's what a real vampire is. Ain't no damn motherfucker flying around sucking blood. It's the people come over here to exploit the original people of the land. Now let's get into the rest of it. Right? For example, British imperialism, with the vampire representing the foreign invader who seeks to exploit and dominate the native population. The vampire's transgression of boundaries in the role of criminal can be interpreted as a representation of reverse colonization, where the colonized seem as undermining the colonizer's power and authority. The spread of vampire legend in regions affected by colonization coincides with the rise of European empires in their exploitation of resources and populations. I can't teach you no better. I can't teach you no better. Come on now. This ain't got nothing to do with no blood sucking. This got something to do with the sucking of the land, the sucking of the culture and the people. Now, the blood sucking part comes from disease. That part comes from disease. I want y'all to understand it. All that old blood around their mouth and the dead arising, that comes from disease, and I'm finna show you that. The disease of the vampire, the disease of the colonizer, the shit they brung over here, and the shit they was doing in Europe, they brung it over here because they ass was sick. They sick, they coughing up blood, they putting people in the grave that ain't even dead yet because they ass already messed up. They shaking in the, even dead yet because they ass already messed up. They shaking in the grave. Give me a two if you hear me. Give me a two if you hear me. Give me a two if you hear me. My phone will ring. My phone will ring. Give me a two. Y'all hear me? These people are sick, bro. They so sick with tuberculosis and all of this. They ain't even dead. They just throwing them in the grave and then they popping up in the morning still alive. Blood all on their mouth. These are the vampires. Do you hear me, bro? Do y'all understand what words coming out of my mouth? Let's keep going. All right. The spread of the legend in regions, colonization concedes with the rise of European empires, right? Viewed as a form of cultural appropriation where indigenous beliefs and practices are adopted and modified by colonizers. They are adopted vampire folklore now. Don't think I'm making this shit up. Modified and you see that? Reinforce their power and dominance. That's fire. This what's going on. This why niggas be acting like vampires on the internet. Got your vampire suit on. Y'all always sucking the culture right out of our damn neck. Just hit me on just hit my neck, and suck the culture right out the Mississippi, right out the mound building culture, right out our corn, and y'all just sucked the culture out of the tobacco, just sucked it all up. Now y'all around here with a flag that we had on this land way before y'all got here, acting like it's a colonizer flag. That is modifying and adopting what the people do that was already here. Hunter-gatherer vampires. Let's keep going. Now you starting to get it. That's why they keep getting you all these damn garbage ass vampire movies. Right? Cultures like Mesopotamia, the Hebrews, ancient Greeks, Romans had tales of demons and spirits that could be seen as precursors to the vampire. The people who are coming in trying to culturally assimilate these cultures, Hebrews, ancient Mesopotamians are melanated mound builders. The first Romans were melanated. You come in as a damn vampire, hunter-gatherer, and steal the knowledge and suck the culture. This ain't just went on in America. This went on. That's why I tell y'all, you got to understand what went on around the world. This stuff went on in every major spot in the world. Israel, Jerusalem, Mesopotamia, Egypt, Indus Valley. Somebody came in, sucked the culture. It ain't just happened over here. By the time they got over here, they was experiencing sucking the culture. They could suck the culture in 2 or 3 years because they had already done it so many times in Europe, people. We had our culture was over there too in the old world, building mounds, right? Keep going. The term vampire isn't directly used to describe colonizer in a historical context. There is a fascinating connection between the vampire myth and the experience of people under colonization. Vampire folklore has been used to express anxieties and fears associated with colonizing, right? Often depicting the colonizers as dangerous outsiders and blood-sucking entities. See that? Used as symbolism, danger of colonizers and the need to stay away from them. You see that? Danger of colonizers is vampire folklore. Y'all some damn vampires. That's crazy. And we want to, that's why I never believed in mixing with these people. Because they going to suck the culture right out you. associated with colonialism, anxieties and fears. They outsiders, blood-sucking entities. Let's keep going. Ancient myths often depict outsiders, those associated with death and the supernatural, as blood-sucking creatures who spread disease. There it is. There it is. Now we're finna get into the disease. Now we're gonna get into the disease, right? Blood-sucking creatures who spread disease. That's crazy. Now let's get into why they got the blood on their mouth. Roll the card. Okay, here we go. They are most enduring monsters we have created. Diseases that plagued our ancestors played as a part in their creation. Diseases were frightening things before the age of medical science. Plagues and epidemics could appear without warning and cause death and misery, right? Perhaps passed on by animals or from genes lying dormant in their own bodies could cause ailments that defied explanation. People turned instead to the supernatural. Some of those diseases help spawn the most enduring, I can't see that part, enduring and widespread monster myths, right? The vampire. See that? See that? All them old nasty, funky diseases became the people of the vampire. I want your blood. I want your blood. I can't stop laughing, bro. History is amazing. Let's keep going. This shit is funny. I want your blood. I want your blood. Without sophisticated medical knowledge, it was easier to blame some maladies on feigned killers like Dracula. So all of the black plague, people dying from all these different diseases, y'all just gonna blame it on, y'all just gonna make a monster up and say he the one passing this shit around. I told y'all, mythology is a hunter-gatherer business, bro. I tell y'all that. This the stupidest shit ever. People are dying from diseases. Y'all talking about a man walking around biting motherfuckers on the neck, killing them. And they coming back from the dead. See how stupid these people is? This the shit we want to, this the shit, they dumbed us down to believe the shit that they do. We got to break that, bro. That ain't got nothing to do with us. We live off facts, reality. They live off fairy tales, fake magic, fake power, fantasies. We live off fact, bro. Fact is, y'all were catching them nasty diseases, wasn't even dead. It slowed your heart rate down. It slowed your heart rate down. They thought you was actually dead, but really you weren't even dead. The disease just slowed your heart rate down so you couldn't test it. Them people were still alive, getting buried, arising from the dead, and they calling them vampires. I'm finna show you. Let me teach you. You know I'm gonna show you the receipt. I ain't gonna leave you out here in the blind. I'm gonna show you the receipt. Okay. Each night from the grave to feast on the blood of the living, right? Ancient Greece thought it, they came with it. Before sanitization, refrigeration, and antibiotic, disease were more prevalent and were far more likely to take people to an early grave, right? Fire. Now watch this. Watch this. Here we go. Which affects heme, the chemical compound that helps make up the hemoglobin found in your blood. The patient suffering itching, rashes, and blisters every time their skin is exposed to sunlight. Right? And thankfully, very rare cases, the gum recedes from the teeth, making them appear far from prominent. Their body's waste takes on a purple hue like the undigested blood. The effects of sensitivity to light can be severe. Now, This is where the vampire myth come from. You can't come into the sunlight because your skin is fucked up from the disease. Your teeth recedes. Now you have fangs. Hunter gatherer. Oh man, roll the corn. Roll the corn. Now, you can't go in the sun because your skin is itching. The sunlight is hurting your skin because of the disease of hemoglobin. Your teeth, your gum line recedes from the teeth, making them appear far from prominent, giving you fangs. I want your blood. Bro. Oh, that's a good laugh right there, bro. I want your blood. Okay, let's keep going. I can't even teach no more, bro. This shit's so funny. It's just too funny, bro. Hold on. All right, where we was at? All right, let's go. All right. I want your blood. Right? Now, hold on. It was right here. Thought to be. Okay, hemoglobin. Okay, we right here. We right here. We right here. Okay. Let me get back focused, man. This shit funny. The rural hamlets and farming villages in Transylvania, now part of Romania, fit the bill. Now watch this. Medieval times, ones which had less frequent contact with the outside world and less varied gene pool, right? So there was people away from this stuff, and then when they got over there where they was at, it killed them people. All on the agriculture fields and stuff like that. So the disease killed off a lot of the ancestors. The unsanitation, the people dying in the heat, and ain't no refrigeration, and y'all just burying people everywhere. They hitting the water line, it's just killing people all over the world, right? It started with these people. And I want y'all to understand that, right? Roll the corn. Spread the belief in vampires, showing that the myth began to gain popularity in the early 18th century. The first mention of the word vampire in the English language, 1730s, newspaper, right? Bodies being dug up, looking bloated, and having flesh blood around their mouths. They report that these stories have come from peasants, but they make them sound very plausible. Blood around the mouth of a swollen person, and they start calling them the living dead, vampires. Now you can see where the story come from? Do you see what the hunter-gatherers have done? Now they make this story all glorified. The vampire looking all cute. The vampire got all the artifacts because he's been around forever and all. Because he's a cultural assimilator. He is stealing cultures and he is passing disease and dying and coming back alive because his ass is so sick. You think he dead, but he not even dead. That's crazy. Let's keep going, man. This stuff is crazy, man. It's wild out here, baby. Let's keep going. Right? Often the fact would be to dig up the last person who had died in the village, and that leads to another problem. Medical science was in such infancy that even telling a person had died wasn't even foolproof back then. You can't even tell if the people dead or not. Diseases such as catalepsy, which put people into catatonic states so deep that their pulses was hard to detect, meant some were buried alive. If they awoke, right, overnight, they awoke, were driven so mad with fears of hunger that they would bite themselves. An explanation, perhaps, for some of the corpses found in the fridge. They were putting these people in the ground. They ain't even got enough science to know if the people dead, bro. They popping back out the dirt because they weren't even dead. The pulse is so weak you think they dead. They pop up out the dirt. They're vampires. Their teeth receding. They got blood around their mouth because they coughing up blood, and you make them some type of monster vampire. Hunter gatherers. Let's keep going, man. This is crazy. This crazy knowledge right here. Crazy, crazy. Right? Now check this out. Before vaccination was discovered, rabies, now virtually unknown in the European wild, was common. One symptoms, which include aversion to light. They don't like light, people. Vampires, they are aggressive. Vampires, they biting, they don't like light, and they are aggressive. Vampires, there's no cure. These folk got rabies and shit, bro. Bro, these people are biting themselves. Aggressive biting. They don't like water, holy water, and they don't like light. Bro, it take we know the truth now to teach these truth, man. They ain't getting this deep, bro. They're not getting this deep, man. These people don't know what they be talking about, bro. These people don't like the holy water splashed on them, the vampire. They don't like light, and they are biting aggressively. Bro, these are the hunter-gatherers. Oh, man. Oh, I'm dead. I can't take, man. This line here funny. I'm going to go back and watch this line later and be laughing, bro. This shit is hilarious. Now watch this. Now watch this. Hold on. Where we at? Okay. Rabies. Okay. Right here. Right here. Okay. It always comes from somewhere else. Ancient Greece, the barbarians from beyond the Greek world were cannibals and bloodsuckers, able to do all sorts of black magic that they were wearing. In other places, it was pagan tribes. Even in South America, he says the vampiric creatures the Incas believed is where the wilds beyond were outside the cities, right? Now, this is very important. This is very important. The vampire seems to be a vehicle, not just for diseases that they were not able to comprehend, but for all those strange, unmapped places and all the people that lived in them. Now, right now, here we go back to the Incas. Even in South America, he says, the vampiric creatures the Incas believed in were the wild beyond. Now, let's break that down. Now, I want y'all to think, get deep in your thought process. Now, we have people that teach about Inca knowledge, hooking up with the islands and hooking up with South America. They be wearing vampire suits and shit, huh? I told y'all the Inca was culturally assimilated, bro. I told you. They put Inca kings in from Spain, bro. Moroccan kings. People from Spain was made Inca kings, bro. And they ride here rocking vampire suits. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. Now you understand how people can use information against their own kind. Now you get it. Now you understand. See, I am a threat to everything people be teaching because I know what they be doing. I just don't expose them. I know what they be doing. See, I am a threat to all knowledge. Because I can go back farther than the knowledge you teaching. I can show you where it really come from. You see what I'm saying? And I ain't trying to get at nobody. I just want y'all to start thinking outside of the box, bro. Some of these people, history and their ancestors starred around that time, and they are linked to outsiders who teach this type of teaching. They use the ideology of ancestors not from the land sometimes. And when they do that, it bothers me. I just let them make it, bro. I'm just gonna teach it right now. You can take it how you want to take it. You can get mad at truth now, or y'all can say I'm sneak dissing, but this is my motherfucking people's history, and I don't come to play about that. My motherfucking people's history, and I don't come to play about that. You ain't just gonna tell them one side of the story. Give me a two. Give me a two if you hear me. Give me a two if you hear me. You are not just gonna tell your small piece of history as a side of the story. Everything started with that. This is where it came from. That's the only knowledge you know. That's what you speak on. You speak on, well, this is what I learned through my ancestors and my culture. But if you want to learn the truth, you got to go back farther than that, big dog. I'm not impressed. These folks might impress y'all with this shit. It makes me mad because that's cultural assimilation, bro. You cannot teach from a colonizer's half colonizer teaching and half indigenous teaching is still cultural assimilation, nigga. It don't come out 100% from the culture. If you got Spanish culture and indigenous culture mixed together, it's still not 100% from the culture. You still throwing in the trinkets of the colonizer. And I'm the only guy gonna say this because the only reason I'm saying it because I'm the only motherfucker who gonna say it. I ain't scared of you motherfuckers, man. But I be scared of the information y'all get to the people and y'all don't give it right. Now you got people believing this shit is true. That's the part of the game I don't like. I'm too real for this shit, bro. That is playing over people's heads with knowledge you know fucked up. It's like you selling somebody some drugs and you know the drugs fucked up. It's 0.5% fucked up and 0.5% real. You still selling them bullshit because you fucked the original product up with your cut. Don't put the cut on the knowledge, nigga. Give it to them pure. Don't put the cut on the knowledge. Take it all the way back. Roll the coin. See that? Incas. All that old Inca Empire shit, that shit is culturally assimilated. They had already been took over the Incas and put puppets inside of the Inca organization and started to take it over from the inside out, bro. Who don't know that? Spanish puppets in the Inca Kings list. Don't play with me, man. Go play with somebody who don't know no better. Don't play with the knowledge. Like I say, our ancestors created this knowledge for us, not for us to put our spin on it and give it back. You give it the way it first came off the earth, out the dirt, bro. Or don't give it at all. Roll the coin. And I just got it. I ain't trying to be funny, but I got to keep this shit real. Roll the coin. At the end of the day, this real. This our history, bro. Ain't no playtime is over. If you playing, coin got to roll over you. I don't give a damn who you is, from what land and what man you're from. If you're not gonna tell my people the 100% truth, and start at a place where it's recent. That's too recent of a history to be anybody's history, bro. 1000 AD is the knowledge? No. Shit had already been culturally assimilated 50 times by then. The fuck? Wrong. What's wrong? What's wrong, bro? Go back. Go back a little bit. If I'm showing you knowledge from 11,000, 9,000 BC, and you talking about 1000 AD, bro, shit don't go together. Don't go together. I'm showing you mounds and all these culturally assimilated places, and you talking about what happened after the colonizer came. It don't go together. They cannot coexist. They are too far away from each other. That is insanity to even think it. Roll the coin. Now here we go. New Englanders were gripped by vampire panic. They began dismembering suspected vampires in hopes of driving off the terror and death that threatened their lives. and they talking about diseases. Talking about diseases, people. Tuberculosis ravaged entire families and communities. This bacterial lung disease, which spread easily among family members, has horrid symptoms, giving feverish sufferers an ashen appearance and sunken eyes. In some cases, blood will drop from their mouths. You see somebody with that blood around their mouth like they're a vampire, they are a fucking hunter-gatherer. You see blood leaking all of it, take a blood on it, you a hunter-gatherer, man. That's European ideology. Shit don't come from the land. We didn't do no sacrifices. They brought that shit. It's cultural assimilation of our culture and theirs put together with the human sacrifice and the blood. The human sacrifice ideology come from Europe, Siberia, roll the corn. It was slow, wretched death, almost as if the life was gradually being drained out of them. The name consumption for the way it caused dramatic weight loss. So severe was the epidemic that it claimed around 2% of the region's populations. Eventually killed perhaps 25% of the East Coast citizens. Roll the corn. TikTok fucking with my live. Hold on, y'all. Support your back. What the hell is this? What the TikTok? What the fuck? Now, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna get out of here. I got some things to do today, man, but for my daughter. But listen to me, y'all. We have to start researching these hunter-gatherer teachings. We have to start understanding the person who is teaching some of this stuff is linked to certain things that they want to put in the information to act like it's the pure information. Let me give you an example. Your ancestors were hunter-gatherers. You feel like your ancestors done something bad to a certain people. You got a little bit of melanated blood in you. But you want to act like the people with the melanated because you're trying to get redemption. You are trying to get, what's the words for it? You are trying to get salvation. You are trying to get reconciliation for what your people done. And you get on here and act like your bloodline never had nothing to do with none of our people getting unalived. You a motherfucking lie. And I know you lying. You acting more like our people than our people. You want forgiveness for what your ancestors did. You want to be a part of the struggle. You want to be a part of real hurt of a people that you were never a part of. I can read through you. I can read right through you. Now, some of these other people, you want to be African. You want to put the African diaspora on a people because you are linked to African teachings who fund you, right? You want to downplay our people. You want to blood suck our culture, then say we from Africa. You want to live in Philadelphia. You want to live in Atlanta. You want to live in Miami and shit. But you want to steady try to push us to Africa. But you want to live good in New York City and in LA. It's cultural assimilation, big dog. You got some Spanish, you got some Moroccan, some Ottoman Empire in your family, and you try to teach it as if the Ottoman Empire started this shit. It comes from within. People are trying to deflect where they really come from off on the people, and I ain't going for this shit. I ain't going for that. Just because that's a part of your history, I ain't going for that. Just because that's a part of your history don't mean it's our history. So now, y'all got to look into these people. Look into where they really come from. Look into what they really trying to teach you. Look at what they really mean when they say certain shit. They want to monetize this knowledge, but at the same time, they are not connected to it. All these people going all the way back to connections to the Mississippi Valley, to the Southeast, where this shit came from, all of it. If they connected to the islands, that's way after what we done over here, thousands of years after that. If you connected to ancient white people shit over there in Europe, it ain't got nothing to do with us, bro. Your assimilation is your own thought process of your people on to everybody else, but it's not the whole truth. You can't get reconciliation from us, bro. You can't get you can't do that. You got to embrace all parts of your culture. If you don't do that, you lying. Can't just pick the one side you think sound cool on the internet, nigga. Ain't how this shit go. Now, the only reason I'm speaking on this is this shit is powerful, people. If you listen to a certain thing and you start to believe it, that becomes powerful. That becomes the way you live your life. That becomes the way you look at things. So when people give people not the whole information, it's so powerful that it bothers me because I know you're leading people to your history and not theirs. And I don't like this shit. Not one bit. Roll the coin, man. I love y'all and I'm in love with you. Pay attention to what you hear, see, and feel. Pay attention to what you hear, see, and feel. Because lately, every time I hear that bullshit, it bothers me. And I don't even want to talk about it, but I got to, because I would be a part of the problem if I don't point some of this shit out. Because it's not right, bro. Don't give an original people of the land some history that's 1,000 years old. Our people are well over. That's colonizers' knowledge. It's not mound building knowledge. We got mounds where we come from, not coat of arms. Y'all have a great day, man. I'll put this on YouTube if you missed the first part of it, because I want y'all to, these vampires are blood sucking and getting money off our culture on the internet, selling us clothes, hair, jewelry stores, and goddamn gas stations. Same way they selling our people gas at the gas station, they selling us fake knowledge on the internet. We know the truth now.